So today we'll be getting into a few stories with Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Charlotte, and more. Let's start things off with Brock Lesnar. So like we saw on SmackDown and like we quickly touched on, Brock Lesnar is not eligible to be drafted and will remain as an unrestricted free agent in WWE. Obviously meaning that he's not obligated to appear on just one brand. As he even put it himself, Brock Lesnar will be available to do whatever Brock Lesnar wants. So that seems to be something that Brock Lesnar's character specifically requested. He wanted to be a free agent, and it seemed like Paul Heyman was the one making all that happen behind the scenes. Regardless if Brock and Heyman are scheming together or not, it still looks like Brock's plan is to blow up the bloodline from within. Brock keeps teasing Roman Reigns and making it publicly known that Paul Heyman and himself are still in talks. Brock first did this at Madison Square Garden, where he asked Heyman in front of the bloodline about why he didn't tell Roman that he was showing up at SummerSlam. Brock revealing that Heyman knew about SummerSlam and didn't say anything sort of makes Roman look foolish. Makes it seem like there's disloyalty amongst the camp. And we've been seeing the same theme coming up time and time again. That's what Brock did again at the draft by publicly making it known to Roman that Paul Heyman is still getting things done for him despite Heyman standing alongside Roman. And that's just excellent mind games. What better way to get inside Roman's head than having him constantly question Heyman's loyalty and have that paranoia to constantly be looking over his shoulder to make sure Heyman isn't up to any funny business. It's a nice tactic that Brock Lesnar is using. It's a big distraction for Roman ahead of their Universal title match, and his remarks are constantly causing tension to run high within the bloodline. So when it comes to mind games of this feud between Brock and Roman, gotta give the edge to Brock because he's owning Roman when it comes to everything Paul Heyman related. Heyman knew about SummerSlam and didn't say anything to Roman, and now he's helping Brock Lesnar with the draft as well. This may be a few things that continue to replay in Roman's head and could be a massive distraction. When it comes to Roman's biggest challengers to date, you can definitely put Brock Lesnar at the top, if not near the top of the list. Reports also claim that WWE will be taking advantage of Brock's free agent status. Brock being a free agent obviously means that he will be available to show up at Raw whenever he wants out of the blue, which is great rating-wise because you can spread his usage amongst both brands. And it's also good because it opens up the possibility of more future Brock Lesnar feuds. Brock Lesnar isn't just limited to feuding with the SmackDown roster. The entire roster is available to Brock Lesnar. So that should make big dream matchups easier to find for him. It also makes the dream match of Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley seem likely again, regardless of what brand Lashley ends up on. Brock's story right now with Roman is obviously going great, and this free agent status obviously opens up the playbook a bit more for Brock Lesnar's future feuds. So that'll be something to keep your eyes on for sure. Bray Wyatt will be freed from his non-compete clause in just a few weeks on October 29th, and fans are buzzing with hype and anticipation about his big decision. Bray, realistically, can sign wherever he so desires, but everyone seems to think his decision is going to come down to either Impact Wrestling or AEW. Those are the two leading options right now. At the time of his WWE release, everyone automatically assumed he was AEW bound, but then some new reports came out claiming that Impact Wrestling was going to do whatever it takes to catch Bray's attention and get him to sign with them over AEW. That's what the rumors were several months ago, and reports have been claiming that same exact thing ever since. All the reports claim that Bray to AEW isn't a sure thing, because of this big push that Impact Wrestling was going to make to get him. Well, Bray hasn't made his decision known to the public quite yet, but new reports claim that Impact Wrestling might have the lead here in this big fight to sign Bray Wyatt. No deals have been signed as of this moment, nothing has been made official, but lots of individuals are still giving the edge to Impact Wrestling. Everyone is saying that Impact Wrestling just seems more likely to land him. There's even some reports that Impact could be going after Braun Strowman as well. So if that turns out to be true, if they're able to land both Bray and Braun, that will obviously be fantastic for their product. Two very big names out there right now in free agency. Two big names that just main evented SummerSlam in 2020. So that'll be two huge signings for them. AEW fans don't seem to be that bummed out about possibly losing Bray Wyatt because Impact and AEW obviously have a close working relationship with each other. So Bray could realistically still cross over and make some AEW appearances even though he signed to Impact Wrestling. So that's exciting as well. If he signs with AEW, that's great. But if he does sign with Impact, we could still get some AEW appearances from Bray. It's been a long and empty 7 months without Bray Wyatt on our televisions, but the drought is almost over. He'll hopefully be back on our screens sometime in November. Now we just have to wait on his decision and where he will decide to sign at for this new chapter of his wrestling career. You already know that Bray is going to come over with a new character, new story, new everything. So we really look forward to seeing that play out wherever he ends up at. So the WWE draft is supposed to have all superstars available for selection. And like the 2020 draft showed us, brand champions aren't excluded from the draft. Just because you're a Raw champion doesn't mean you automatically get to stay on Raw. You can, strangely enough, be drafted to SmackDown. We saw that play out last year where The New Day was SmackDown Tag Team Champions, but were drafted to Raw, and the Street Profits were Raw Champions and were drafted to SmackDown. WWE's easy solution was for both set of champions to just exchange titles, so that they both get to continue their title reign, but with the proper titles of their new brand. Well, now we have that situation happening again. SmackDown currently sits in possession of both women's champions in WWE. Becky is still the SmackDown Women's Champion, but Charlotte is now part of SmackDown as well, but still has the Raw title. Night 1 of the draft ended on that moment of both champions having a standoff on SmackDown. Here you have two highly egotistical characters with Becky and Charlotte. They both believe that they're the one and only champion for SmackDown. So it was an unexpected move from the draft, but there may be some extra reasoning behind it. Reports claim that Fox specifically requested for Charlotte Flair to be drafted to SmackDown. WWE gave them what they wanted, but obviously at a heavy cost. A lot of big names from the SmackDown women's division now belong to Raw. So maybe that was something that Fox accepted behind the scenes. They were probably willing to lose whoever to get Charlotte Flair, and that's what happened. So, will Becky and Charlotte exchange titles? Will one of them drop the title? It's hard to tell right now, but it appears that WWE has a plan for that little story right there. They obviously went off air on SmackDown acknowledging the fact that SmackDown has two champions. So that situation will most likely be fixed on the coming weeks. We'll have to see what their story is and what they have planned for the issue with the women's champions. But what are your thoughts on today's stories with Brock Lesnar, Bray Wyatt, and the women's division? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.